Hi core members, this is a short screencast designed to give you some further information about how to score your math diagnostics if you're using ISATs focused on grades 2 through 4 standards. So the first thing that you need is the rubric that is going to help explain MK for making knowledge and E for explanation. And you can find this in your handouts. I'm going to show you here. So if you open your week 2 handouts, you're going to go to planning execution. Then you're going to go to analyzing responding data, part 1. My name, Melissa O. And there it is, elementary daily assessment data. This is going to include both reading and math. I'm going to pull up just the math section now. Here is the rubric that you can use when you're grading your math diagnostic. Notice that mastered is an average score of 3 or higher, yet our scale goes from 0 to 4. So for math knowledge, a 4 means that students are going to solve the problem using a rather elegant or innovative process. A 3, again, mastery, students correctly solve the problem using an appropriate process. So if they ask for partial products, you see evidence of partial products. A 2 means they incorrectly solve the problem, maybe due to minor computational errors. So maybe the representation is accurate, but they made a mistake in counting the objects in the picture. A 1 is that the problem is also incorrect, but this time it's due to a conceptual error, maybe not understanding, for example, that multiplication groups are equal. And a 0 is no attempt. We have a similar scale for explanation. A 4 means that the explanation thoroughly explains the thought process and using the academic vocabulary. A 3 also explains the thought process, but maybe doesn't use the academic vocabulary. A 2 is a partial explanation, so some of the steps are explained, and this could be using words or pictures depending on grade level, but there are some gaps in reasoning. A 1 is a student attempts an explanation, but either the explanation is really too vague to comprehend or the computations do not match the written explanation. And then a 0 is no attempt, despite being prompted to write an explanation. And if you notice, there are percentages next to the 0 to 4 scale, and that is to accommodate data entry into OSAT, which is going to occur this summer on a percentage scale. So I'm going to walk you through a couple examples of how you can use the scale to assess a problem. So here's the scale next to each problem. So let's say I give a student a 3 in making knowledge based on the rubric and a 4 in their explanation. So the way that I would score that is that 3 is worth 75 plus the 100 for the 4 in explanation, which is going to give me 175, which then I'm going to divide by 2 and get an average score. Now this is going to leave me with 87.5, and for the purposes of OSAT we are going to round up, and that problem will get a score of 88. Let's do one more. So let's say for the next problem a student gets a 2 in the math knowledge and a 1 in explanation. So that 2 is worth 50. That 1 is worth 25. So I'm going to take those, add them up, get 75, divide that by 2. That's going to give me 37.5, which I'm going to round up to 38. So this is the scoring that you're going to use to evaluate your math diagnostics. Now on Tuesday we are going to have a session on analyzing data, and there will be time in that session where we'll go over actually entering these scores into OSAT. So if you have an opportunity to score your individual questions and give the totals as an average of these two scores on a 100% scale, that's going to be helpful leading into Tuesday. However, you will also have work time in that session. If you have any questions, please reach out.